Yo, what's good, everybody? Getting on the beers with Barton. It is Monday, August 3rd, 2026. Yep, it's already Monday. Weekend's over. Anyways, I am going to try to make this one quick. I know I say that a lot, and then I ramble. But this one is... Here we go. So, I was notified probably a couple weeks ago before we went to the beach that my mom is actually going to have to move out of my childhood home. The property area it's being sold. She's been in that house for 39 years. 1987. We moved there from. We lived in. I was born in Illinois, and then we lived in Asheville and Charlotte. I don't remember which one was first. And then we moved out to California in the summer of 1987. So I was almost 6 years old. Almost 40 years, 39. So obviously not ideal. My dad passed away almost 14 years ago when I went back. We definitely went through some things. My dad kept a lot of stuff. He was a teacher, not just like, papers and books and stuff, but also just, kids' letters and notes and all that kind of stuff. So we did get rid of some stuff and reorganize, but it was just, my dad had just passed away, so I don't think my mom was really ready to just dump everything. And then over the years, my two brothers live out there. They've helped my mom organize the garage and, put stuff in, good storage containers. I think a lot of stuff was just on the ground in like cardboard boxes, and there was a water pipe that broke years and years and years ago. I think it's even, I don't know, it was when my dad was still alive, maybe, or maybe right after. And so a lot of stuff had to be dumped, a lot of like old papers and stuff. My dad kept magazines, newspapers, like everything. Stuff got organized, shelves and all that stuff. But, now that my mom actually has to, bud, chill, has to move. It's time to really go through some things and get rid of some stuff, probably reorganize some stuff, condense some stuff. And then depending on where she ends up going, the plan is to get her a storage unit, to put some stuff away. If you want to keep it, you don't use it that often, fine. I'm not gonna like walk in, Potter, stop, dude, and make her throw away everything. But there's a lot of old stuff, a lot of old books, a set of encyclopedias, for an example, from like 1976. A lot of old VHSs. My dad collected VHSs and DVDs. She may want to keep a lot of that stuff, even take it to the new house. That's great. But I think some of that stuff can definitely be stored away if she doesn't want to dump it. So anyways, she hasn't found a new spot yet. She has a couple months, but I did commit to going back and helping. And I really only, it's hard with work, and school starts for Michaela soon. And Potter, stop, dude, this guy. So I had to kind of find a time. I was hoping it would be when maybe she had found a new spot and I could just help move. But this stuff has to go through anyway. And I know she's kind of started it, but hasn't, gone through a lot of it. There's just a lot of stuff to go through. So I did talk to her this weekend and just kind of say, I've been talking to her, throughout this, but said, hey, here's some time I think I can come back. Here's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I don't want to step on toes, but here's where I think I can kind of add some value, going through some stuff, throwing stuff out, reorganizing stuff, moving some stuff, if you have a storage unit or we need to get you one, moving stuff to the storage unit, whatever it is. So anyways, not really a vacation, obviously. It's going to be kind of weird to go back and unless they find something in the next couple weeks, which I don't, unless you find something, I don't think that's going to be doable. And she has some time. She has a couple months to get out. It'll be the last time I see my child at home, like on the inside of it. Because if I go back, help her go through all this, they're going to move in a month or two. I will not be going back out. That's not the plan, at least, unless something crazy happens. But I won't be going back out. So this will be the last time I actually see my child at home. So, yeah, 1987. Grew up there, obviously. Met my beautiful, lovely Mrs. Beers with Barton, wife in high school. And, we dated for a couple years. I still lived at home until I think I was 21, maybe? 21. I was working, guys. I was paying rent. I'm not a loser. And then my wife and I moved up to Sacramento, which is about 90 miles north of San Francisco. and we got our own apartment. My wife went to Sac State, so the only roommate I've ever had is my wife. It's been 25 years. We moved from an apartment to a condo. Then we moved out here to North Carolina, bought our first house, now we're in our second house. So we've been in, this is only our fourth place we've been together. Been in this house for 13 years. The other house we're at for 6, because we've been in North Carolina almost 20 years. So we were in the apartment for a year, and then I think we're in a condo for 2, because we're up there for 3 years, because she's smart. So she graduated in 3 years. She did some classes, I think, in high school and did like some community, but she graduated in 3 years because she's smart. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm going back to Cali. So did talk to my mom last night, like I said, plan actually get my ticket tonight, got my time off of work, and lovely Mrs. Beers with Barton is gonna hold the fort down here where I'm gone. I'll be gone for almost 6 days, 5 days, something like that. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days. Yeah. So talked to my mom, let her know she's very thankful, and she's good with it. We'll take any help. Talked to my older brother today. My younger brother and I talk all the time, but talked to my older brother today, and he he has the weekends off. He said maybe he could take Friday or Monday off if he needs to, but so I'll have some time with him. I'll have some time with just my mom. Hey, buddy. And then my younger brother works some too. But anyway, so I am looking forward to going back and helping for sure, and eating some In-N-Out, but also mainly it'll be kind of weird too, a little bittersweet knowing this is the last time that I will probably ever step foot in my childhood home, which when we lived up in Sacramento, we'd go down, once or twice a month. So we did that. Then when we moved out here, we'd go back because Jessica's parents and grandparents were there at the time. So we'd go back probably once a year, maybe twice, just depending. We didn't have a lot of money back then, so it was usually once. And then it was once every couple years. My mom would come here, after my dad passed, she'd come out here more, and my younger brother a lot more as well. My older brother a handful of times, but he works a lot, so he doesn't come out here as often. But and then my wife's parents moved out here. Her grandfather passed away actually a year after my dad did. So grandma moved out here in 2017. Her parents moved out here in 2018 after her mom retired. And then sadly, I believe her grandma passed away in 2019, maybe? No, maybe 2020, 2021. I don't remember. I don't remember if she was here for the COVID time. I think it was before COVID. I'd have to ask her. I feel bad, but Jess has been back once or twice since her parents have moved. We went and visited my mom and brothers 2022 or 2023 maybe, and hung out, and then we went up to Lake Tahoe for like half that trip. She doesn't really have anyone back there. She has nobody, family-wise, and she's not a huge fan of the area. I gotta be honest, I'm not always loving going back to my old hometown, but I do, the city's beautiful. And then, my mom, we live on the other side of East Bay. But anyway, it's a little bittersweet. It'll be weird, but I'm excited to go and help my mom. I know she needs like this little bit of a push to say, hey, Mom, let's just attack. I know there's a lot to go through. She's already sent me some pictures of, hey, I found this. You have any interest? So I know she's starting to go through stuff, which is good. She has time. It's not like she has a week, because that would be, she's overwhelmed as it is. So being able to help her and it takes some pressure off my brothers too, because they've got to deal with everything, being out there. So that's the plan. I'm gonna do it. I got the time to do it. I'm thankful that Jessica's so supportive. She's, you do whatever you need to do. Let's get you a ticket. Let's I'll hold down the fort here. Going over the weekend too is kind of helpful. Even if Michaela has stuff, which she always does, like that's a little easier. But when you're having to work and take care of stuff, that can be a little challenging. But the good news is Michaela's school starts next week, and then her first football game that they cheer at is the day before I leave. So I'm not going to miss anything. And then Michaela has practice after school every day, I think, except for Friday. So Michaela's at school from like 7 a.m. to like 4:30, so she's there all day, which is the good news, because she can't drive herself yet. She's got her permit, but not her license. So yeah, so I'm going back to Cali. I'm gonna help my mom and my brothers, of course, get some good in and out. Probably won't be able to go see a Giants game, even though they're at home. A couple days that I'm there, because I don't really think I can take, 5-6 hours to go out to the city. We'll just see how it goes, because actually the last 2 days I'm there. So maybe I'll sneak one in. We'll see how it goes. Gotta make sure we get a lot of good stuff done. Help my mom. That's what I'm there for. And at this point, I don't plan to go back after this. Once they find a spot, my older brother and my brothers were saying, like, we'll move it. Hopefully we already have some stuff in the storage unit, or if we don't do the storage unit, like we'll have people help us move. So less concern there. It's just going through the stuff, organizing stuff, and being able to say, hey mom, I think we can get rid of this. I think we can throw this away. All of us kids, I think at this point, have the things that we want to keep that were my dad's. I have a handful of things, a couple ties. He always wore ties. A couple teddy bears that were, there's something, I can't tell you exactly what it is. And then I have his kilt. My dad was part Scottish, and he bought himself a kilt, and he wore that thing to festivals, man. I remember him wearing it like a true Scotsman. And I don't know if any of the other kids were really vying for it, but my mom blessed me with the opportunity to have it. So I have it. I really want to frame it. I need to do that, but it's sort of nice, protective container, and I have it up in I think it's at Jessica's office. But anyways, I'm rambling here. This is what always happens. But anyways, it's gonna be weird. I'm gonna feel really good. I know my mom's appreciative of it. I know my brothers are too. So that will be nice to be able to just go back and spend time with them, even if we're going through. But I'm sure I'm going to see stuff and find stuff that's like, wow, like it's my dad's handwriting. My dad did this. And there's probably going to be some memories with that kind of stuff too, which will be hard, but also got to try to take a little bit of the emotions out and just be like, hey mom, there's no meaning to this, and you don't see any value, in this. Can we, go ahead and get rid of this? Let's minimalize when we can, even more so. So what we're gonna do, I'm sure it's gonna be a long, and my childhood home is not a huge home. I usually have to sleep out on like the couch or something, or like a blow up mattress. So that's always fun in your mid 40s, being sore from a trip when all you did was sleep and eat. So I'm gonna have to work out extra hard these next couple weeks to drop a pound or two, because I'm gonna gain it back eating all that In-N-Out burger for sure. So going back, man, childhood home, help my mom get through this next stage of her life. I'm sure is not what she wants to do at 77 years old. She just turned 77 this year, so definitely probably not what she wanted to do. But such is life, and she's blessed. We're blessed to have her, but she's blessed to have her 2 sons that live still in the area. And then I'm very thankful that I have a supportive wife, and also the means and time to be able to go back there and do it. So it'll work itself out. This too shall pass. God always has a plan, and maybe it'll be a fresh start. That's a very old house. She's been in it for a long time. So, I don't know. Maybe hard for her too. It's the last connection she has to my dad. I mean, they lived there for together for 25 plus years. It's been 39. He's been on 14. Yeah. So they basically raised all of us there. I was 6, not even 6 yet, 5.5 when we moved there. So she raised all her kids there. There's a lot of memories there for me. I can only imagine how much more even for my mom. So we'll see if the emotional side comes in, but such is life. So going back to Cali, we're going to do a little Oktoberfest. Is it 6%er? Not sure what this is. Let's see. 5.8er. So tis what it is. Definitely, again, like I said, I'm not super looking forward to it, because it's going to be kind of weird knowing this is the last time I'll step into my childhood home ever. And there's probably going to be some memories and emotions and, feelings that I have, and I got to keep myself locked in and lined up. And then just, I'm sure there's, going through stuff. And every time I go back, I kind of see like, oh, I remember that book, Dad got it or read it to me or got it for me. Or, oh, I remember that movie. We'd watch that together. VHSs, you'd tape stuff like the I Love Lucy stuff, and and we'd watch that a lot of times. So there's going to be memories. There even are when I go back when not knowing my mom's leaving that house, but this may have like a little extra, step to it because, you sit in the living room and just remember watching TV with dad or, hanging out in a certain part of the house. Still, same dining room table that we grew up on is still there. So even having meals there, we remember playing board games as a family or sitting around eating dinner, doing late night homework. My dad grading my papers or telling me how to write or why'd you do this or helping me out as I got older. So such is life. That's the stage of life we're in. So I love you, Mom. I'm glad I can come back and we're gonna do this together. So cheers to my mom. On to new beginnings. I think the new house will be hopefully a newer house with better insulation and maybe just a fresh start for her. Maybe a little bit bigger. We'll see. Cheers. Man, that is just such a good beer. It's Monday. I'm trying not to drink during the week. That's my new thing. So thanks, Monday. But I do get to work from home tomorrow because Michaela has a crazy schedule tomorrow, and Jess actually has to go in the office. So gonna work from home tomorrow to handle the Uber duties. So, anyways, we're at 16 plus minutes. I thought this was gonna be a 5-minute thing, and here I go again. But I'm sure I'm gonna have some big emotions, but it's not about me. It's about my mom, getting her settled, doing what I can. May only be out there for 5 days, but hopefully I can help them accomplish quite a bit. Take a little bit of pressure off my brothers, but also help my mom and support her and just be like, hey, Mom, let's go ahead and dump these papers from 1992 that my dad's 3rd grade class wrote or whatever it is. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know we're gonna find. Don't remember what we got rid of and went through 14 plus years ago, or almost 14 years ago. So we'll see, but I'm doing it. Going, back to Cali. Until next time, deuces.